Will you take the path of peaceful resolution, or will you take the path of aggressive negotiation?
I don't know what sells more. What sells more toys?
I mean, you have to buy 2 sets of toys for both of these instances, but hey, Kota finally uses a new form he had access to in an earlier episode, and Baron finally gets a new form. Period.
Baron finally he had to upgrade from juice to soda.
Juice to soda, yeah.
He had to upgrade. He had to upgrade his juice to soda because, if anything, these overlords are they need the power of fizzy drinks to take them down.
Drinks, yeah. Yeah.
But although I'm like, oh look, Gaim has little peach hearts on his lapel now.
Yeah. Oh, what's it called? Sordo form.
With her, it's soda, because I've noticed with certain lock seeds, it's soda, juice, or liquor.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I was like, oh, that's a nice little like the attention to detail that I'm like, yeah, commonly, yeah, those would, yeah.
Yeah. But so I love the design of the peach energy Loxy, because it's like Sordo form, and then Sanjo.
Everyone's like, it's a butt, and then when you open it, it's like a pair of boobs. I'm like, I guess if that's how you look at it. I mean,
Momotaro does act like a butt sometimes.
Yeah, and we also had Miss Japan 2000 something on that show, which her title 2000 something nice butt in Japan. So there's nothing but peaches here.
Yeah. It's the peaches are very fermented, as we're gonna find out. Now I kind of wish that like there was like an onion Loxy, just so like we could make an obligatory JoJolion reference, and by JoJolion reference I mean Louis Sacker reference.
Honestly, and before we get to the title card, I want to thank everyone for writing to me, because they were asking if I was all right last week, because they noticed I was kind of, I did have a little bit of a cough, so I was kind of a little bit drained in the last review.
We both were, to be honest.
I think we all were. It was one of those days that we were just like, yeah, no. So it's like, wow, you're really going hard on ToQger, and I'm like, well, I'll get to that when we start these reviews. But at the same time, it's like you'll understand once I say it. But yeah, the last Sunday was totally like one of those like, oh, can it just be over, please?
Yeah, but this week we're here to discuss episodes 24 through 27. And yeah, like we kind of addressed this last week, where it's like, so we're back to having Baron fighting like the Red Overlord dude, whose name we don't know yet. So it's like, what's going on with the ToQger crossover? I'm like, don't ask me. Ask the person who decided that the spring break special should take place that particular week between episodes 23 and 24. Or in the case of ToQger, between episode 6 and episode 7.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I had fun watching the ToQger and Gaim crossover. I felt like, like, take a break. There's a lot of heavy stuff going on in Gaim, and at this point, ToQger had just barely started, I think.
Yep. Again, like Kyoruger's final episode aired the week of Kamen Rider Gaim's 17th episode, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Which means ToQger started around episode 18.
Yeah. So it's one thing that both of these shows, our lead main characters are both very childish in their own right, in terms of like, one's a young man transitioning into adulthood, while the other one is a young man who
is actually a 9-year-old in a
spoilers if you
20-year-old
don't
body.
fucking know. If you don't know about that, I'm like, they literally said it in the first episode. But yeah, it's but here's the thing though, and anyone can at me if I'm wrong. Did you all not think that it did not feel proper? Like legitimately did not feel proper that this movie about
Spring break special.
The spring break special was literally about a random evil organization that they mentioned a long time ago that has never been mentioned since
1984
and has been like just randomly shows up. We don't deal with the Nightmare Line. We don't deal with the Overlords or the Inverse. We just deal with like this random, and also Gaim at this point, while he has not put away childish things, he still has it in his heart and his soul. This is now the point of the show where, yeah, Kota, we're shit's really about to hit the fan, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like now is the time to, as our boy Pierre Alfonso says, you gotta straighten up and man up. You gotta pick yourself up and be a man. You gotta make the hard decisions. And
be a man, you must be hard as a walnut shell. Be a man, you must be sour like a citron fruit.
Like, wait, your grandmaster plan to save Maya is just giving her to these kids to randomly take her out of the city. Where's she gonna go? You're giving her to a place where everything is imagination.
More importantly, you don't know where she's gonna end up, because keep in mind, in the second episode of ToQger, like they were in a place where every hour on the hour, two people are forced to fight each other to the death, and neither can escape like this little like semicircle. Well, not a semicircle, hemisphere. It's circular, but it's like neither can leave until one of them dies. This is episode 2.
So again, the whole childish premising, I'm like, Kota, you just put Mai on the Squid Games Express. So where the heck is what are you thinking? See, that's the thing. Kota right now in the series, he's now being level-headed. He's thinking everything. He's trying to be diplomatic, I guess is the word.
He's trying. Even stopping at episode 23. Even just stopping at episode 23, he's very cognizant of the repercussions of his actions. Something he should have done a lot earlier.
Yeah.
Something that Michi refuses to do.
Yeah.
Like he thinks he's doing, but he's refusing to.
He's refusing to. But again, it's like, but then we go into this movie and Kota is more childish than he was before. And it's like, but then you walk out of that movie and then you go back and watch Gaim. Can you imagine the confusion you would have? It's like, wait a minute, I just saw this movie, which isn't official canon, but this is the characters that we know. And yet he is a lot more childish in this thing compared to the series.
Also, given the fact that like even how Ryugen roped Kaido into like doing that stupid like capture the flag thing to lure out that mole butt on. It's like this looks like something that would happen around episode 8 or 9 of Gaim, not after episode 11.
I understand what people mean when they say like how Gaim is so good and so like I'm like yes, but no. Because look at this continuity that we are having right now.
And again, if the spring break special was a TTFC special or a Visa Next, no one would probably care, and we could just assume, oh, it just takes place somewhere earlier on, definitely sometime before the Generations movie, but definitely like we can assume that it happens before episode 23. Maybe even before episode 11. But because it happened during the TV run, they literally interrupted Gaim for a whole week to do the special.
Yeah.
That means canonically it takes place between episodes 23 and 24. We want to believe it happens right after 24 because then at least Kaido won't be getting his butt kicked by an overlord, continuity. But even then, it's like character-wise, it still wouldn't make that much sense. And also, like, given the fact, and it's like, we want to believe, oh, maybe it happened around episode 19, 20, 21, somewhere in that ballpark. But the thing is, keep in mind, episode 18 is when Tokyuger started. You can't just have a spring break special like 3 episodes in. You need to establish the characters a little bit. So, and also episode 3 is the first Kagura focus episode, and which is my favorite of the Tokugers. But like, so it's like, if anything, it would have worked better if it was like a winter special, and like they had a crossover with Kyoruger like sometime before episode 20.
But they will.
Sorry, before episode 4. As long as it's before episode 40 of Kyoruger, it could have been a Gaim versus Kyoruger autumn special, and then have it bleed into. And then have it bleed into, a cameo from have a cameo from 15, and then it's like, oh, we're teasing something big happening in the future, and then that thing happens, and guess what? 15 is here. He's going to like fight both generations of Kamen Riders.
Yeah. So honestly, I mean, long story short, this whole thing just felt so misplaced because now. It was a slap in the face when we finally get back to our review of the series in its entirety, only to be like, whoa, this fruit juice has got a little bit of a kick to it. What the hell? It's like,
yeah, because when we left off in episode 23, Kaido was getting his butt kicked. Now that we're back in episode 24, he's still getting his butt kicked.
And a lot's going on now. A lot is changing because now it's like you start seeing the format of how it is now. Now we're getting into the angst. If we were in the childhood, now we're in the angst. We're into cue your teenage anthems right now because we're
in the hot topic phase.
Yeah, we're in the hot topic phase. You don't know, Dad. You don't know.
Yeah, eventually we'll be in the Forever 21 phase, but we'll get there.
And then afterwards, it's basically shopping at the Burlington for best deal, I guess. But all right. Everyone caught up?
Yeah, I think we are.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, Kaido's getting his butt kicked, but Malika saves him. That's pretty much it.
Miss Yoko comes in and saves her and saves our dear banana boy.
Yes.
Because apparently it's too much. It's too much for our cavalier to take on this I don't even know what the hell this thing is.
You know, the thing about peaches is that if you turn them upside down,
well, if you turn them right side up, they also look like a butt.
Yeah.
But then when that thing opens up, it looks like a bra. Which many of people have told me multiple times. Like, have you ever known? I don't own a peach lock seed. So I don't know.
I do. Ure Sanjo.
You know what? I can now see the Don Brothers reference in that.
Don, the brothers. Don, better going. Don, the brothers. Don.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, yeah, no, I mean, I'm not saying no. I could totally see it. Yeah. Where did I? No, I do not. So, I mean, yeah, Peach just, and I'm like, okay, so it is now proven that these 4 Fruit Rangers have multiple lock seeds. Because Coda stole hers.
Yep.
Coda stole hers and Sid's. And I would have been like, oh, that means they're not going to be able to transform. No, there's more. They have more.
Yeah. Keep in mind, these are artificial locks he's created by Dr. Warren, so of course he's going to have a bunch of them. And you think he has the only lemon Loxy? Of course not, because Kota has one, and soon even Kaido will have one as well.
Yeah, but as of right now, our sweet Peach.
Oh, I gotcha.
Look on. Soda.
You know, I should be smoking a hookah when that happens.
Yeah, that's peach flavored hookah. That is.
Yeah, that's literally what I've been doing when I've been reviewing this show, because I'm like, I happen to know an owner here locally, and so it's just like, I need a place to sit down and watch. So bring me a safari melon, please, or a citrus breeze,
or a cherry,
or maybe bring me a peach cherry. No joke. These are what I order. I'm not kidding you. I mean, I get the reference. I'm like, wow, okay. But yeah, Kaito now realizes that there is so, like, yeah, whatever's here, I'm gonna need to get even stronger. Even Yoko is like, yeah, you're going to have to. But you're kind of cute though. Now is not the time, woman. Maybe later. I'm not saying I'm not down to get down, but right now something's trying to kill me.
Yeah, like their relationship kind of reminds me of what's his name, Mixie Spitlick and his wife, where it's like his wife spends 90 days trying to please him, but he's fixated on trying to outsmart Superman. But to her credit, she gives him 5 seconds before he messes up, which is actually generous of her, considering that Superman takes him out in 3.
We're saying that Kota is Gilbert Gottfried.
No, I'm saying Kaido's Gilbert Gottfried.
When you voice a parrot, yeah.
One thing I wish.
Like, well, you know what? It's one-sided. We all know this. We all know this.
Yeah.
Because Kaito is just like trying to be like, trying to be the strongest. As where Yoko, I have no idea where this came from. She just happens to like strong boys, I believe.
One of my biggest regrets is that I never got to see Gilbert Gottfried perform a certain character in Othello. I mean, he never did play that character. I'm just saying I wish he would. And then I would watch him perform that character, because I'm just imagining Gilbert Gottfried saying, "Do I ever make my fool my purse? For I mine own gain knowledge should profane. If I would time expand with such a snipe, but for the sport and profit I hate the more. And it is thought abroad that twixt my sheets he had done my office. I know not if be true. But I for mere suspicion and that kind will do it, for surely he holds me well. The better shall my purse work for him." It's Iago. It's Iago.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's like I want Gilbert Gottfried to play Iago from Othello.
Let's see here. Yeah. Something. Okay, yeah, please go on.
Yeah. But yeah, so Kota, like, he's trying to get stronger on his own. So now that he happened to have swiped the Peach Lock seed from Yoko in an earlier episode. Now it's time for him to actually try it out. And he's like, does it make me faster? Does it make me stronger? Nope. Oh my god, I could hear everyone talk. Now I know what it feels like to be Matt Parkman from Heroes. Oh my god. Yeah, that's an obscure reference. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so like he's even like, hey Michi! Over here, you idiot! Coda, what are you doing up there completely transformed? I can read minds!
Yeah, this peach lockseed. Oh boy. This peach lockseed, for some reason, to give him like supersonic hearing for some reason.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, all right, cool. But I mean, that's gotta suck though. Because I mean, do you just focus on one, or it's like you're hearing every single thought within like, I want to give them like at least a 5 meter radius, you know? Like how do you focus on that?
But yeah, between Matt Parkman from Heroes, Bruce Nolan from Bruce Almighty, and Henry Cavill in Man of Steel, it's like it must be hard to filter those voices.
Yeah, there's a lot of training going on with that. There really is.
Yeah, and so yeah, so he decides to move things to the Helheim Forest. And yeah, like Michi even had like a moment where he's like, "Oh my, shut up, Michi."
Yeah, I even in the beginning of the episode, I didn't understand like what he's having this whole dream thing where he's alone with Mai, and it's just like, this is what you dream about. Like, I get it's a kid's show, I totally get it, but at the same time, it's like she's not doing anything besides walking around, and behind them there's rose or cherry blossoms being blown in the air, and I'm just like, Michi,
Yeah.
Michi, are you okay? It's like, what? Okay.
Sorry, I was thinking about
now you have
rat.
You have borderlined 100% gone from loving to now obsessing.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of like that joke from Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 Bridge. It's like, oh, if you had the golden fruit, what would you wish for? Oh, that's easy. I wish for rat's panties. You got issues.
Oh yeah, no joke. No fucking joke.
Yeah. Wildcats everywhere. Okay. But yeah. So yeah. Oh, also, there's a green overlord, and
some very he looks very different than this overlord, which I guess still falls into the aesthetics of what we said about the inverse.
Yeah, where like the different colors have different where like the different colors represent like different human cultures. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. I definitely know that the green one's name is Red Dew. It's not specified quite yet. But and also here's the funny part. Red Dew is female.
Whoop.
Yeah.
My apologies. My phone is.
I know. Like they all have very masculine voices, but the green one, yeah, is female.
The green one is female.
Yes. It's like I remember like one of them like looked like a dude, but then like find out like around episode 40 that they're actually female. I'm like, was it the green one? Oh yeah, it was definitely the green one. Yeah. Red Dew is female. Not that it matters, because
Okay. Let me like get on this. So, the green one's female,
yeah,
while everyone else is like male.
pretty much. Pretty much.
Well, I mean, who am I to say? But I'm like, is there? Obviously, the overlords. Well, you know, we've only seen them as such, but
Mhm.
could they
they
just like
they used to
other?
be
They used
they
to be
used to
human.
look like humans. They used to look like humans.
Could they revert back into a human form?
I doubt it.
Like, can the green one revert into a certain female form? Maybe
I
that we've
doubt it.
been like just ominously seeing.
Hmm. Oh, and by the way, since I'm on the subject, the red one, so the red one, Demushu, we don't know his name yet, but his name is Demushu. He was previously voiced. Sorry, he is voiced by the actor who played Kivat the Third. And he also did the Japanese dub of JTC in the Japanese dub of Dragon Knight. So yeah, Kiva the Third did the voice of Demushu.
All right.
Yeah. Red Yu, the female one, is actually played by Kenjiro Tsuda. Yes, a male actor. Who did the voice of the octopus Imagine from Kamen Rider Deno, and Keshin in Geo, as well as Vale from Kamen Rider Revice. So yeah, he does a lot of villain voices.
A lot of Seiryu. A lot of very like Seiryu who have come and gone for this series.
Yeah.
Which is again kind of, it's not a shocker, really. It's not really surprising that voice actors and actresses also voice in Kamen Rider, because we've heard them many a times before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of your favorite animated shows, some of your favorite anime, their voice actors also got their start doing Kamen Rider, or even being in as a live action performer in a tokusatsu series, because that's pretty much that. The most notable one is Mao, Gokai Yellow.
Yep.
Her first ever acting role was Luca Milfi, but now she is best known as a voice actress.
Yeah, she did the voice of Raptor in Uchu Sentai Q Ranger, which makes her one of the few actors to be both yellow and pink.
In terms of anime, I know that she was in the show Nekapara,
and she plays Pink Keeper in Go-Go Loser Ranger.
She's pink, yeah. She's pink in Go-Go Loser Ranger. She's done several other shows I've seen, but just for the life of me, I can't remember them. Famously also, because I'm like, you know, it just is. In Akiba Ranger, we had Maya Uchida, which not only was she Hakase in that series, but she also did the voice of the Morpher and the anime that was referenced in that show. But she's also been a major voice actress for years.
Yeah.
And
going back to Kenjiro Tsuda, he's actually going to play Sokichi Narumi in Fudo PI Portrait of Kamen Rider Skull.
Yeah. So again, it's like, you know, to see all these actors. I mean, what was it recently? I found out in Ninja that they had the special where they had a female green.
Yeah.
Which that was apparently the reincarnation of the fox spirit that they fought, or it was the fox spirit.
Yeah, it was the fox villain. Yeah. Madame Odious or Qmon.
Yeah, so apparently that the person who portrayed them on screen as the human form is actually the voice actress of that character, who is also another voice actress for anime.
Mhm.
I think as of right now, if I remember, she is. You ever that meme that's going around the shoko noko 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 doshita da? You know,
Mhm.
yeah, she's the reindeer girl. Because I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, like yeah. Apparently, a lot of the voice actresses in that show also voiced villains and monsters in Kamen Rider
Mhm.
or have appeared. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah. So basically, there's really not much going on in this episode. It's mostly
No.
like, it's mostly freaking what's his name? It's Michi like trying to coordinate the Yggdrasil staff that hey, we cannot trust Kota. I'm gonna go to Helheim with him and like let you know where the Overlord might be. So naturally, the two of them go to Helheim. He turns on Peach energy, and then he like notifies them, hey, the villain. It's like due west of my current location. But meanwhile, as a diversion, Sid like tries to fight Kota one-on-one, and like he uses a link lock seed. I do have it in the other room, but in order to summon a bunch of Suika mecha in order to fight him off. Thankfully, Kota does overpower him, but then once he encounters the Overlord's not red dude, Demashu, just like overwhelms Kota like single-handedly. But it just so happens that Red Yu has been reading human literature that allowed her to like learn human language.
Which is just like nothing. It's just like pick up a book and they just like it. I'm like, God damn, I wish that was how it was when we were like learning languages. Oh,
Yeah.
it's so simple. It's so simple. I'm like, I wish. I really do wish.
Yeah, I do wish. And yeah, and that's how the episode ends pretty much. Kota wants to negotiate, but he fails and he passes out.
Kota tends to pass out a lot in these episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, moving right along. Next episode is a Janochi focus episode.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Janochi is feeling
you know what
down.
That means.
Yeah.
You know what that means. Bravo.
Oh, he's gone. But yeah, so it's mostly a filler episode, but what happens here is Jonochi feels down and out because it's like, oh, the beat writers are getting some positive cred because they're actually fighting against Invis and people are starting to recognize it. But when he wants to say hi to like homegirl with the glasses, she just like starts hanging out with the girls from Team Gaim, and they're like, Jonochi's such a loser. He's wearing glasses and he's hanging out with some muscular French dude. I bet he doesn't even like girls.
Oh, that was below the belt, and I felt that one. I bet he doesn't even like girls. Oh,
even though he had a team of like nothing but girls, he was literally squad 8 from Bleach.
Hey, guys, say. But I'm like, wow. So did they really think that you were gay the whole time? Well, is that not the double-edged sword when you're like the one singular guy in a group full of girls? Like, it's, I mean, unless we can actually confirm that you're being a pig and getting something out of them. I mean, when you just hanging around them, that doesn't mean jack. I'm sorry. I'm like,
I remember things like between one particular episode of Peep Show and literally the plot of what's that movie, Kick-Ass, where it's like if a girl thinks you're gay, it's like, yeah, she's gonna feel more comfortable. And I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. I forgot that movie. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
You know
what? It's like, yeah, a girl might be more comfortable being
Mhm.
topless in front of you, but you're still not gonna get any because she assumes that you're not romantically interested in you.
It also reminded me of that one Dane Cook movie. Yeah, Good Luck Chuck. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, I mean, I'm like,
it's like, yeah,
you know,
of course she's more comfortable like being more visually vulnerable in front of you because she knows that, or at least she believes that you have no romantic interest in her, so she's not gonna have any romantic interest in you. Double edged. It's like what's your game plan? Like you're gonna tell you were straight the whole time? It's like she's already not into you.
Yeah. I mean, let it be confirmed, but I'm like, it again with me, it's like, well, I can't really get too into the details of my relationship with certain people, and I won't. But it's kind of like, you know, it sometimes young guys ask me, wait, like I heard this happened, I heard that happened, or you know what, she just gave you a kiss on the cheek, or she just gives you hugs, or well, how do you do that? How do you just, dude? It's just about respect and boundaries and whatnot. I'm like, well, it's like,
and also even the context of the kiss is contextual because she might kiss you on the cheek as a friend, you know,
yeah. No, it's like, I mean, if they get it, don't think about it too much because that's just the set of a young man where it's just like any type of physical affection that didn't come from your mother is automatically sexual, which I'm like, no, it's not. No, it is not. And believe me, I've been there. I've also been there. That I used to have these thoughts as well. But I'm like, now you become
in most European countries like France, Italy, and Ukraine, like people kiss each other on the cheek as an informal way of saying hello.
Yeah. But
like you would even have one guy kiss another guy on the cheek, and it's completely platonic.
Yeah. But the thing is that like in well, I guess it'd be in first world, like complacent. It's very much like, oh well, you know, and it's just like, again, not getting too much, but there are certain situations where it's like, so I heard this happen this morning. Yeah. And you were there. Yeah. And what I was just sitting there, and apparently that just happened. So what'd you do? What do you mean what I'd do? I was just sitting there. I was reading. I was catching up on One Piece or drinking a coffee or whatever. You know, just stuff like that just happened. And it's like, and you didn't what? I'm not 21, dude. You know, or like, oh, it's like, you know, Steven, can I get your opinion or your help on something? Like, yeah. It's like, why'd you call him? Because I'm not. This dog has a collar on. As brutal and bullshit as that sounds, it's like there is a level of knowing who you can talk and be like, you know, whatever. But at the same time, it's like you're not doing it with everybody. I mean, again, it's like levels of friendship. You know, how I talk to people who I know, just barely know. Hi, how are you? Pleasure to meet you. Nice to see you again. They're like this. And then there's like your best friends, your good friends, your all-time, hey, shithead. What's up, short stack? You know, slapping the butt, whatever. It's like, what? Like, dude, he just called you fat. You should hear what I call him. You know, you should see, like, did that dude just slap your butt? You should see what I grabbed from him. It's like, you know, it's the level of comfort, pretty much. And that's the problem with Jinochi, because even in like the beginning when you saw him, it's like one dude, bunch of girls. But he thinks he's an alpha. He thinks he's top. I'm like, no, you're not.
No, you're the Weeble Underwood to Hase's Rex Raptor.
Yeah, you're not. You're not. Like, you could have all these women around. Don't mean shit unless they respect you and have some sort of safety, because it's like, oh well, look at how they talked about you. It's like, if you were, it's like the roast of Rob Lowe, where Jeff Ross, bless his soul, is like, it's kind of crazy that they tell you you're like a diva and a bitch. Because if you were a man, they would just say you're strong and assertive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Janochi does not have, but apparently our happy pride to everyone in Palm Springs, by the way. Our best man, Alphonse Pierre, just is like, again, you need a man.
You need to man up.
You need to man up
by wearing a dress.
Yeah.
And there's some truth to that. Like if you can be comfortable with your masculinity while being dressed completely femininely, then no amount of rejection can threaten your masculinity.
Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Mm-hmm.
He did Mr. Mom.
He was also in Junior.
He's also in Twins.
Yeah, what's it called? Jackie Chan was dressed up as Chun-Li at one point with the cheap pow and everything.
Yeah. What was that movie with Patrick Swayze and Wesley Snipes and John Leguizamo? But you know the one I'm talking about. It's like Fu Manchu. Is that it? Someone tell me in the comments if you know. But yeah, it's like, do you look at Patrick Swayze, Roadhouse, and you're gonna say, "Oh, Patrick Swayze's such a sissy, bitch"? What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? I'm like, obviously, we have these action stars and these Hollywood tough guys. Like, well, they're not really.
Well, it's like let me make it simple for you. Tequila Joseph. Like Joseph Joestar has such a beautiful, masculine, classically 80s action star body.
Yeah.
But he pulled off wearing like one of those Mexican party dresses with tequila, trying to seduce a Nazi officer into helping him free the Mexican prisoners from those vampire experiments. It's like if Joseph can pull that off and still feel comfortable with his masculinity.
It's again, it's like you said, it's like, and it reminds me of if people still remember the Game Grumps, where it's like, they're talking about like when they were younger, they used to get made fun of for being gay, and it's like because how they acted or whatever. It's like, dude, we're not gay. Like, we're more secure with our masculinity than everything. You're right. You're very right. Like, but not everyone can pull it off. Would you honestly? Would you look? And I don't think he's a tough guy. Would you look at Steven Seagal?
No.
And see him in a dress and think like, oh, he could kick my ass. I could totally kick Steven Seagal's ass.
I could kick Steven Seagal's ass even if he was wearing a martial arts gi.
Yeah, I laugh when he wears that. I'm like, I laughed when he wore that cop uniform and pretends to be a cop.
Yeah. Meanwhile, like
Schwarzenegger has walked out in like, okay, have you seen those Japanese commercials with Schwarzenegger like selling energy drinks, cup noodles, Coca-Cola, Tommy Lee Jones as well? You see these actions, and more so Schwarzenegger, where he's like.
Meanwhile, if I see Chloe Grace Moritz in one of those party dresses, where like with the really short like skirt length, I would still like believe that she could reasonably kick my ass, despite my martial arts training, because I know that.
It reminds me also oh my god, you made me, I forgot. No, but please continue, it'll come to me.
But yeah. So like Steven Seagal in a martial arts scheme, I don't feel threatened by that. Chloe Grace Moritz wearing a club outfit, totally feel threatened. She could definitely.
I want to say Jennifer Lawrence. Like in like just a regular Saturday, Friday night clubbing outfit. Like again, short, whatever. She could kick my ass. or I
Yeah, I
would
can believe
I
that.
would willingly let her do it.
I mean, I would sooner believe Chloe Grace Moretz can kick my ass than Jennifer Lawrence, but I can
Then
still
Steven
believe that
Seagal.
Jennifer Lawrence can. Just less likely than Chloe Grace Moretz.
I would
Because
believe
like,
Margot Robbie would kick my ass.
well,
You
I
know?
would say Margot Robbie would go straight for the spray, but you know,
No, I mean, I'm just saying. I'm like, wait, Margot Robbie knows how to fight? No, of course not.
no. But
No.
oh, what's her name? That one actress who was in that movie with Margot Robbie. Who played Ramona Flowers? Elizabeth.
Oh,
Something.
Elizabeth Winstead?
Yeah, like I think she could definitely kick my ass.
She fought the Thing.
Mm.
I don't care what anyone says. I mean, I thought that movie was okay for what it was. Yeah, the CG and all that stuff was trash, but I mean, I kind of thought like, anyone ever look at Kate Winslet and say like, she could have been like Ellen Ripley's daughter. She looks like Sigourney Weaver had like that really like boss bitch vibes that are not the boss bitch vibes. Like she just naturally has it. Like this is a woman who could lead. This is Sarah Connor vibes right there.
Oh, and
But
that's
again-
another thing. Linda Hamilton's twin sister definitely can kick my ass.
Oh yeah.
Linda Hamilton? I don't know. I'm on the fence, but her twin sister, may she rest in peace, definitely would have been able to kick my ass.
Yeah. Yeah, no joke.
Yeah. A lot of people forget she even had a twin sister, but
Yeah,
she
some
did.
people don't even know that. They don't even know that. It's like, wait, she was a twin. Yeah, she was. She was.
Yeah. Yeah, like her twin sister was Linda's
Stand
stunt
in
double.
Terminator 2. That one scene where
where she's like cutting the hair. Yeah, that.
Oh no! But also in the scene where she's dreaming and before the bomb hit, like where you see her like with little baby John, like playing on the playground.
Mhm.
That Sarah Connor is behind the chain link fence while her sister and I think it was her son or some like a newborn child that was related to them was playing on the playground before the bomb went off. So that was not CG. That was straight up two sisters making that happen.
Yeah, and like and
practical effects.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that scene where like they were like where like she was like fixing the T800 like while facing the mirror, that was her twin sister like from the behind the shoulder shot, while in the reflection is the real Linda Hamilton where you could see her face.
But of course, because they're doing that whole like fixing and thing.
Yeah. Anyway, the point being is like your masculinity is what you make of it. It's not but
here it's also it's a state of mind, but it's also how you think of yourself. Because there's this whole thing about masculinity can only be seen as like you got to be big, strong men. You got to be you got to eat meat and you got to lift things. But you know what? If you just can read the room, if you can if you know your surroundings, if you're fully down, I mean, the thing is with Jinochi that our boy Pierre is trying to teach him is that you go too much with appearances.
You don't focus enough on your personality.
Yeah, you don't focus on person, you focus on this. Which of course
because your masculinity isn't a look. Masculinity is a state of mind, you could like say that like, oh, certain personality traits are like masculine and certain personality traits are feminine. But the thing is, all humans indiscriminately have both masculine and feminine traits, and sometimes in order to like improve on your masculine traits, you also need to work on your feminine traits as well. Even if you say being funny is a masculine trait, guess what? Women have that masculine trait too.
I mean, have you never noticed how you could again, let's talk back to the most masculine stereotype that you can be. But then later on, when remove the lights, the glitz and the glamour,
Mhm.
and then you see them normally, and some people are like, "Oh, they're beautiful, they're handsome." Why would you say that? Why would you say that? It's like, I mean, this is an action star. He's rugged, he's strong, he's powerful. Well, look at the vibes he's giving off. Look at how, I mean, there's really nothing different about them. It's like, how come you could take a tomboyish looking girl and make them into again, just with how they are, and then make them beautiful with just a simple here and there. It's the vibes you give up. It's the aura. Let's
When I was growing up as a kid, like at age 3, you know who I saw as my male role model? Keanu Reeves. More specifically, Jack Traven from the movie Speed.
Keanu Reeves?
Like
Bill and Ted's Bill and Ted?
No. Like from the movie Speed, Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah.
But you know what's my most favorite scene from Speed? The part where he's having that emotional breakdown because Harry died.
Yeah.
By the way, shameless plug. Check out our review of Speed on the Buttery Show. And like, why? Because despite his masculinity, he is emotionally compromised and he needs to be vulnerable. And guess who snaps him out of it? It is the woman sitting right next to him because he needs to be calm so that everyone else can be calm. If he's emotionally compromised, everyone else is emotionally compromised. And honestly, part of me feels that he channeled, and like this was filmed after River died. And like that raw energy he was exhibiting in that scene was him channeling his real life grief for River, because they were best friends in real life, And River died in 1993, may rest in peace, while they were filming Speed, and like they even had to like pause production so that Keanu could grieve for him. So like I like to imagine that that was a thing that like affected the role, and you know what? Men need to grieve.
We do. I mean, despite what people may say, both men and women, you could have the leader vibes, you could have the boss vibe, whatever you want to call it, you could have it, and that's true. But to say that we are stone, that we are just what's the word I want to use? Something
stoic?
Well, stoic, but also like animatronic? No. Yes? Something like that. You know what
Emotionless?
I mean? Just like platonic kind of like,
that's
bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Because again, that's the one thing that I kind of noticed with Kota, and more so with Kaito. Because again, it's like where as Kaito in this whole show has been going by himself and doing it. And the same thing with Kota. It's like when they reach their breaking point, but only Kota has gotten there, but not fully yet. He realizes what has happened. And that's kind of also where Jonichi kind of has come in, where it's like he's realizing in one way, the rankings are gone, like there's no more battles, everyone's come together, but he's still in that.
Even his girlfriends are hanging out with the girls from the other squads.
Yeah, so it's like, again, it's like, we as people break down. It doesn't matter man or woman or the most masculine or whatever. We need time, as always, to mend ourselves and mental health, and to get back up, because again, you can't keep going. Nothing keeps going. You gotta stop and take a minute and let it out, and that's exactly what has happened here in this episode, where it's like, what are you doing, Junichi? What are you doing, Kaito, Kota, Michi, Mai? What are you guys doing? What is it that you guys are doing to like realize a lot of heavy stuff is happening? What are you doing? What's happening?
Yeah. Oh, and also Kota's going through his own thing, because like he's just like down in the dumps because he knows a lot of stuff, and he's being pressured by Michi to like keep things a secret. then like, and it's like killing him on the inside,
yeah.
like a lot.
But again, Michi's the one that's making this all happen. Like just on purpose, he's being a dick.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people are like, wait, Steve, you loved Michi. I did, but I didn't hate him right off the bat because you all told me. But I was like, I now get it. I now understand because Michi, I get what you're trying to. I get what you were trying to do before. But now,
what are you doing now?
But now what you're doing is you're literally, because again, not this episode, but the next one, you're gonna be you.
Oh, I can't wait to get to that one.
I know.
I can't wait to get to that one.
You were trying to protect everyone. You're trying to, not quite yet. There's going to be a right time. And then in the next episode, you flip it around and now you're rubbing it in their face. Like, why? Like, you knew way before and you didn't say anything. It wasn't until someone else came out and said it.
Mm-hmm. So
shame.
So okay, so Jonochi like even puts on a dress. The girls walk in on him. He feels ashamed. He needs to vent. He and Koda both have their own grievances, and for the first time in God knows how long, the two of them are just talking to each other. So let me say something about this scene. If Jonochi ate a Helheim fruit and then turned into an Invis, and Koda was like, but Jonochi's my friend. See, I would believe that. But Hase? No.
Like I said, Hase was just he was just there. He was just he was the chair that spoke. He was the background character that
if Jonochi turned into
remind me again for leader of Team Gaim.
Yuya.
Yuya, there you go. I was like, it's like, God damn it. Like, Yuya, you did I understand you would have cried, you would have, given us that whole thing. For Michi, for Baron, for Jack.
If Jonochi turned into an Invis in episode 26, I would get it. Because in episode 25, they started talking to each other.
Yeah, but the other guy, that made no sense as to why you're doing it. He's never spoken to him.
Yeah.
But you're speaking to Jonochi.
Yeah.
And now you're building relationships and building bridges. So when we
have if Jonochi does turn into Invis, I would believe you and say,
yeah, I would believe you. I hope not. I really hope not. Because I'm like, this was kind of a sweet episode that it's like, come on, let's let it out. What's going on? What's happening? It's like I don't feel like a man, Koda. And
then Bravo shows up. It's like, aha, you're spending time with that Aquarius delinquent, trying to regress my protege, will ya? Wow. And then freaking what's her face? That woman who's always there in the background, she's freaking Scarlet from Space Dandy. Freaking solos Bravo from out of nowhere.
Yeah, what was up with that?
Yeah.
What was that?
And for some reason, by that point, both Bravo and Koda have back problems. That they're both acting like decrepit old men, trying to fight each other. It's over a game of chess. And then they both get attacked by Invis, and it's oh, it's time for Jonochi to step up, and it's he tries.
He tries.
And fails.
I mean,
but he tries.
I mean, at least he did something, unlike most other people who were in the dance teams that either caused more trouble than they were making, or just would turn into coconut and get in the way.
Mm-hmm.
At least he tried. At least he gave it that now everyone sees him and they respect him.
Mm-hmm.
He's gained some respect, which is more than what any other of the characters that were introduced in the dance teams have ever gotten.
Yeah, especially Hase and Sonomura.
Yeah. So it's Jonochi leveled up. So
yeah,
bravo.
It's like Jonochi obtains self-respect.
he has earned the sword of respect. I'm like,
yeah, and then it's like, what's funny is how like while Coda and Bravo are like fighting, he's like, "Ha! See, a bunch of Invis are attacking. This is clearly your fault." It's like, no, it's not me. It's because of the zippers. Like, what zippers? Like, just stop saying nonsense. I can't understand. I'm like, Oron, you literally summoned a bunch of
you have
Invis
no
in
idea.
episode 7.
You have had no idea that this has been going on.
You literally
Really?
summoned an entire squad of Invis in the second episode you appeared.
Like,
how could you not know?
That I was just like, what?
Also, you were in Helheim before.
Yeah, wait, what's going on? What do you mean you didn't know? Where did you think these things were coming from?
Like, what do you think that forest is? That where like you first met Zangetsu?
Yeah, no, I was.
So we have a cute heart-to-heart with where Oron is carrying Jonochi on his back, and it's like no, for real, the whole like Rider Wars thing, it ended. Like, there's no rankings or anything. It's Coda was telling the truth. There really are zippers in the sky and stuff. Huh, I'm going to have to investigate this. Okay, first of all, the whole heart-to-heart thing where like Oron's carrying Jonochi on his back, put a pin on that.
Yeah.
Put a pin on that scene.
Yeah,
because it'll come back later on. But yeah, so he finally finds one of those zippers. It's like, so this is the zippers they're talking about. Time for me to do the responsible thing and investigate.
Yeah. Only for him to go missing in action.
For 2 whole episodes.
Yeah. Oh. But then, but finally, we get to, I guess, the meat on the skewer for this episode,
or this whole batch of episodes, for that matter.
Yeah, where Mai and Kota have a little one-on-one time. Yeah, because Mai has been kind of wondering why Kota has been like, so secretive. Yeah, avoiding her and avoiding Gaim and avoiding everybody. And she wants to know, only for Kota to just dodge the question. Cue the next episode, where she continuously pursues to like ask him, what happened? What do you know? Like, you're just like, blah,
okay, blah. I'll tell you.
I know what happened. So easy.
I know what happened to Yuya.
Yeah.
He ate just like Hatsei, he ate a Helheim fruit and turned into an Invis. And then I killed the Invis. But please, don't get mad at me. I didn't even know. And she just like starts crying, and then she's like,
"Yeah, she falls." She cries.
I'm sad that Yuya died.
Yeah,
but also I'm mature enough to understand that you reasonably did not know, so you can't really blame yourself. And also, given that he was an Invis, he was trying to kill us, so you were just acting out of self-defense. So I can't be completely mad at you. So
let me get this straight. Let me get this straight, Mai. I mean, I killed our mutual best friend. I killed him without even knowing. Now, most people in this situation would still be blaming me for what has happened. But you are like, no, I don't blame you. I understand, and you're doing what you're doing. And well, why did he do it? I don't know why he did it. Well, how is it your fault? I don't blame you, Kota. I want to be there to help you with the burden, Kota. So please, I understand.
Yeah, like I have to say, like the relationship I'm in right now is really healthy to the point that like even I'm surprised how healthy it is. Because I'm so used to like not being in healthy relationships. But it's like, why is it
sucks that
healthy?
it
Because
really sucks that is
yeah,
how dating is nowadays. That like,
yeah,
I really
but
I miss it, but then again I don't because I'm like, man. But the thing is that the meaning behind this part of the episode
yeah,
is to show that everyone is growing up.
yeah.
Because
And again,
if
it's like
this had
why is the
happened,
relationship healthy? Because we're communicating our grievances and we
we're
are
letting everyone
responding.
know.
We are responding to the grievances in a mature way. We're not lashing out. How dare you have a grievance with me? It's like
No,
I hear
because
you.
that is how a child
Yeah.
would react.
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean,
I
but
understand you. I'm right
yeah,
here with you.
I
We'll
get you.
figure things out.
Yeah, a child would be mad and angry and yelling and kicking and screaming that you killed our friend. How could you do that? How you didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if you were in that situation, would you have not done the same? Again,
Yeah, that's a good question. What would Michi
what,
have done
what would
if he was
Michi
in
have done?
Kota's position in the first episode?
Yeah, what would he have done? I bet you it would have been the same thing. But the
If
fact
not him using Mai as a human shield.
yeah, but if not, it really is that whole thing that Kota has grown because now he's able to tell her, and Mai has grown because now
She's able to
I
listen.
feel as if Mai found out about this between episodes 1 and 5, she would have had the full on meltdown toward Kota, toward like everyone would have been like, without realizing what his power is or what he has gained, they just just like the people blame the Riders for the invis attacks.
Yeah.
Where
I mean, maybe Mai would have eventually turned around on it, but we can't assume that.
No, but again, it's like Mai at this point hears it, she knows it, and she says, I'm hurt, I'm saddened, but I know it wasn't your fault. I don't blame you, Kota. I don't. In fact, I want to be here to help you. But I'm like, oh my. This is what we need. We need more Mai. Okay? For God's sakes, a strong man can only be as strong as the people who support him. And if everyone just turned their backs on Kota, it's like, no. But Mai stands by her, well, I wouldn't say her man, but she stands by her people, regardless of what happened. I don't blame you, but I know, I get it. As we're before, I feel like she would have hated him, but she would have slowly accepted the fact of the situation. As for a certain boy who I once loved,
it's like they have a team meeting. They have a team meeting and everything. It's like, yeah. So we now know what happened to Yuya. Turns out he was an invis and now he's dead.
Now he's dead.
Please don't get mad at Kota. Like, he was just trying to do his best to protect me. So don't get mad at him. And it's like, it's like Michi already knew. I already told Michi about it a month ago.
Did you see the look on her face when he said Michi already knew? Michi knew all for the longest time and blah blah. It's like she just kind of lifted her head up, like, what?
And mind you, Kota doesn't know how long ago Michi knew because Kota told Michi, thinking that Michi did not know.
And again, who told Kota? It was your brother.
Yeah, it was Takatora who told him.
It was Takatora. It was Tori who told Kota, not the best friend. It was the mutual acquaintance that is the brother.
Not even a mutual acquaintance. As far as Kota was concerned, Takatora was straight up his opponent, the main antagonist.
Yeah. So right there, you freaking Judas. You damn Brutus.
It's like the White Rider is my Black King. The white, freaking Zangetsu is supposed to be the main villain, as far as I know.
I know this is all samurai-ish, but Zangetsu is the Julius Caesar, while Michi has now become the Cassius, the Cassius.
Yes,
he has become the backstabber. He has become, I'm by your side, but now it's like, no, you are the Judas. You're literally
That would mean that Dr. Waring is actually Brutus because he's supposed to be Takatora's best friend.
Yeah, you're the Brutus. Michi's the Cassius. It's like, dude, the betrayal, and more so is that you're in the beginning, you're all like, oh, big brother, my best friend. Now you're like, oh my god, these fucking idiots. What are they doing? What I'm like, you're the idiot, Michi. You're the idiot. Because if you had just said something to like soften the blow, to be there and now support your brother, because again, if you're not noticing this, ladies and gentlemen, both Siddle, the doctor, and Yoko are kind of like the people that are like, while they are the Power Rangers in this aspect, it's like
they're turning on Takatora.
Your leader, you're turning on Takatora, because now Takatora, in a way, his role is now slowly but surely being phased out, because now Michi, without him realizing it, is slowly trying to sabotage his brother. He's not quietly saying it. He's actually planning it out now, because he's now like, oh, my brother's weak.
It's like the conglomerate of beat writers, so we got my Rat's girlfriend, that homegirl from Team Invito, Zach, Pico, and maybe one or two guys from Team Raid Wild. They try to do like a speech, or it's like everyone's in danger. We're gonna pass out flyers.
We have flyers. We got things to say. Please, everyone, take one.
And Michi's all I wanted was to make my smile, and now Koda, you put her to this position.
No.
And what does he do? He summons a bunch of Invis.
No.
I'm like, your plan to protect Mai involves putting her in more danger.
No, Michi, don't do it. But he did.
Remember what happened to Rat?
He did it. And I thought it was like, wait, he's got 3. No, we look at the floor. There's 8 of them. There's 8 lock seeds that are opened. And I'm like, Michi, oh my god. Why, Michi? This was Mai's plan. Because now she's aware, she's like, we have to tell the people. We have it's not about Mai anymore. It's about
humanity.
It's about humanity, but you're just like, fuck them. I want Mai to myself. But in doing so, you're gonna hurt Mai. Yep. And again, here comes Jack, best coconut boy, and he tells Michi, we gotta fight. I'm like, why are you transforming, Michi? Why are you? It's your fault. And then finally they get him away. Koda shows up, and he tries to help, and then after everything is like destroyed, and Mai is just seeing there, like the flyers are thrown everywhere, the microphones are destroyed. Koda's like, Mai.
Oh, and by the way, off screen, Koda was like noticeably happier. Because guess what? Burden's been lifted. He feels carrying this weight, and it's gone. It's Koda being mature.
Yeah, he finally lifted the burden, and smoothie shop owner, along with his receptionist, is like, you look a lot different. You look a lot happier. But then it's ruined because we go back to that scene where Mai is just completely distraught. It's like, what happened? What? How
did these Invis come from?
And
of course, Michi blames it on Koda.
Oh my god! No,
I was like favorite scene. And then
oh my god, I was like, bro, Koda just shows up and he's like, Mai, is there, what happened? Like, da da da. And it's like, what does Michi do? Instinctively, he runs up to Koda And again, this is not the same Michi boy. This is not Mokuba-chan anymore. He just starts grabbing him by his collar, yelling and shaking him, and like, it's your fault. Why did you tell Mai? Why did you like? What? Were you gonna tell her, Michi? Were you gonna say anything? No. No, you were not gonna say anything. And it's like, because now Mai's in danger. Now like, you're the one who put her in danger. Everything would have been fine, but because it was a very Kira-esque moment, wasn't it? It was like a very Death Note-esque moment where it's like the truth is about to come out. Who is Kira? And then something happens because he just made it happen, and then he blames someone else because that's just a logical thing to do. And what happens? Cue the Simpsons memes. Watch this, Lee. You could pinpoint the second when his heart breaks into it. Like, yeah, Mai splits them apart, and bam, right across Michi's face. You could hear the world crack in two because this poor, sensitive little boy, man, his world is now broken.
Absolutely.
It took a woman to destroy it, and not the strongest, not the most powerfulest, not the most overly sexualized, but the most softest and wanting the light to shine. She destroyed him.
See, the thing is, to him, she's basically a villain now. But the thing is, the villain he perceives her of being
on his face is Mike. The look on his face, because again, they zoomed back into he's like he is just like, it's like if Mai shot him point blank. He's like processing what she just did. And it's like, yeah, why are you blaming Kota? He wasn't here. The Invis just showed up. Why did they show up? And at that point, our sweet, 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 grape boy has finally gone down the path of evil, because now
his grapes got sour.
Yeah, these grapes have become vinegar. It now went to hell. That Michi has now become the devil as walking around the people, because now all of this is going to be his revenge against Kota, against Mai, and against all of Zawami City. Because now it's like he didn't want the truth to get out.
You betrayed me. You didn't keep your promise, and I don't care anymore.
Michi. You didn't say anything. You knew for months. You knew, but you never said anything. And yet you kept blaming Kota. You kept saying it was his fault. We should give up these belts. I'm like, why? What do you know, Michi? Why are you telling me this? As Kota said many times, what's the whole? I mean, isn't that what we're trying to save everybody? Why are you telling me to stop? You knew, but you kept it a secret. And now, because I didn't say anything, Kota now said everything, but you never asked yourself who told Kota.
But more importantly, because Kota spilled the beans, that means that any happiness Mai had is gone because of Kota. But the thing is, it's like, what do you think would have happened if Kota didn't say anything? Do you think that? Do you honestly believe that Mai would just never find out eventually?
Yeah. No. What did you think? What did you think was going to happen, Michi?
Now, let me ask you this: what do you think would have happened if Takatora, of all people, told Mai?
I would love for Michi to do what he's going to do next to Takatora, because I know Tori would again. I'm like, this is why I understand why people say Alphonse Pierre and Kaito are two of the most beloved characters on this show. Because what happens after with Kaito, I say it right now, I would have done the same thing. I would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah, so Kaito receives a Genesis driver from Yoko,
Yeah.
And even like Zack is like, hey, who's that? Oh, she's from Yggdrasil. But aren't they the bad guys? Yeah, but I need to become more powerful because there's something even worse out there, and I need to fight it. And I get where Kaido's coming from, because like he's like, I want to show to the overlords that us humans, are powerful enough that we can negotiate with them, or at least like we would live like separate but equal instead of us being their slaves.
As they say, fight fire with fire.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Koda wants to find them because he wants to negotiate peacefully.
While one wants to show off their strength, another wishes to show off diplomacy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even like Yoko gets in the way, where it's like, oh, she fights Koda, but like Koda defeats her
onto the other side of the riverbed.
Yeah, and like Michi's like, okay, I'll take care of it myself, and he's just like watching like both Kaido in his new lemon energy armor and Koda using
like
his.
I said, we had to upgrade from Welch's juice to now fizzy soda, because these overlords, they need something a little bit more heavier to take them.
And even with those upgrades, they are still no match for Red Shoe.
A little bit more better because Kaito even said, like, dude, these belts are something else. Like it was still a challenge. Like,
yeah.
Again, for those who have played Monster Hunter or any type of those games, that you don't go in from the first the first level of like monsters or bosses with the same armor you started. You got to get better equipment. You got to get better.
Yeah, stuff. It's like you can't just nuzlocke at
you can't fight. You can't just fight the Jaggy and then expect the armor you got from the Jaggy to fight a Rathian. You got to level up.
I haven't played enough Monster Hunter to know what you're saying, but I get the gist.
Yeah, you don't start with level 1 armor and then you go to a monster that's level 20 and expect to kill the thing. It's like, no, you got to upgrade. You got to beef them up. You got to. That's the thing with this. It's like, yeah, while Baron, his mango arms and everything are impressive in their own right, that's you're gonna need something that hits a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna need to upgrade you to master class armor now. Same armor, but a little bit more of a punch.
But I love how Kota and Kaido established their two very contradicting goals toward pertaining to the overlords. But out of nowhere, freaking great boy.
Well, no, because remember, before what we're about to get to, what's her face shows up,
Yoko.
and it no, the other overlord.
Oh yeah, Red You
shows up and is talking. I want to say they're talking backwards, or they're talking in like a broken language.
It's kind of like the Grongi, where it's like you take the Japanese language, you scramble the characters a little bit, and then you take one character and move it over to another point.
Yeah, so it's like there's like the gist of the idea of what's happening here is like telepathically, she's telling him, hey, you should pull back, or you should just end this right now because we got stuff to do. And he's like, no, blah, blah. Only for like, I guess they kind of get him to run away or kind of to leave, because as soon as that happens, well, yeah, obviously Baron and Gaim kind of get into it. It's like, what are you doing? I had him. It's like, no, we got to talk to them. We're here to like. It's like, what do you mean, man? Well, they just start fighting each other because it's a battle of ideals now, where it's like again, Kaito shows his strength while Kota wants to show diplomacy and intelligence to get through to them, only to be like, well, you both kind of are right, but at the same time, not really. And again,
I stand by what I said. Like Kaido is basically Nobunaga, while Kota is Ieyasu, because because Nobunaga, like, he'll take everything he can get in order to destroy his enemies.
Yeah.
And the Genesis driver that he got from Yoko is the proverbial Portuguese musket that Nobunaga would use to conquer Japan.
Yeah.
While Koda tries to use the Ieyasu route by just trying to use his charisma to unify the provinces, being oppressed. And Michi is the Hideyoshi because he wants to make everyone submit to the way he wants things to be done.
Yeah. But again, Michi, these grapes are just hiding in the foliage because that, it's like, nope, I'm going to have to fight Kaito to make my point. I'm going to have to do it. We think there's going to be, here, round 4 or whatever of Gaim versus Baron. Kota gets shot in the back. Kota gets assaulted from behind. That knocks him off the ledge into, I guess it's like a lower level of where they were.
Yeah.
He's knocked out. Like, wait, what happened? What? It was Michi. Michi literally shot Kota in the back. We got us a traitor. It's official now because look. And again, next episode, final episode in this review, we pick up where we left off, where Michi shows up and he has his gun again, and he's like, "Oh, I did it! Oh, you're proud of yourself, you bastard!"
And Kaido's like, it's like, I do not appreciate the weak shooting the strong in the back.
Michi cocked his gun again. He was gonna do it, and Baron Kaito shows up and kind of attacks him, gives him to bomb him, what are you doing? It's like, it's like, come on, you know what's going on. You realize what's happening. It's like, and if I do this, it would benefit you because because he wouldn't be bothering you anymore, right? And Kaito, again, now I see, now I get it. Kaito says, "You're right. You're absolutely right." But the thing is, I never said that Gaim was my enemy. I find him to be annoying.
My real enemy is those that try to attack the strong from behind.
I find him annoying. I find him insufferable at times. He's an idiot. But I never said if there's anything I hate more, and we knew this from episode 2. He hates cheaters. He hates backstabbers. He hates people that don't confront things. This is Kaito telling.
Yeah, when he rebuked Pico and broke his slingshot.
Yeah. You are not a man because you did not confront the problem head on. You chose to hide and attack from behind as a coward would. And I hate that. And then he starts attacking Michi, and Michi's like, wait, but I thought this is benefiting you. I don't care. I was gonna fight him head on. I was ready, and you took that away from me.
It's like, I want to succeed on my own terms.
It literally, it's also like Vegeta, because it reminds me of Vegeta from Dragon Ball. He doesn't want an easy fight. He wants a true Saiyan's battle. He wants a warrior's battle.
Oh, it's another good example. Kakagurui. Yumiko would rather lose in a fair game than win in a rigged game where she would win by default.
Yep. I would rather lose with honor and walk away than knowing that someone interfered with an opponent of mine only for me to win by bullshit means. That's what it all sums up to. Because Kaito was almost ready of taking that lemon and bashing Michi over the head with it. But Michi ran away like the little bitch that he is, and is just like, I don't get it. I thought we were on the same side. Like, Michi. But only for Baron to leave Kota up in a tree. to have him recover. It's like, he's kind of like, yeah, sucks to be you, man, but I'm not going to kill you. But I can't leave you here either, because if I do, the Invis are going to get you, and then what? So he hides him. He camouflages him only for him to wake up and fall from the tree on the same spot he got shot at.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Koda's just having one of those days.
Yeah. Like freaking Takatora's having one of those bad days where he's like taking a shower, he's like trying to figure things out. It's like Dr. Warren, please tell me you're mass producing drivers. So I'm like, yeah, no. I am only gonna produce a certain amount, but in order to make the drivers, I'm limited on resources. But like, you made the drivers, for you to be the sole savior. But I don't want to be the sole savior. I want to save all of humanity.
Yeah,
I appreciate Takatora. He's like trying to like be diplomatic. Like secretly, Takatora is more like Koda than he is like Michi.
Takatora, despite what we have seen, is actually that's why I said in the beginning that the people who we think are villains, we are going to be cheering for them the most, and the people who we think are the heroes, we're just going to be booing them all the way.
Yeah.
Because
except for Koda, obviously.
Except for Koda. Well, depending on the decisions that Koda makes,
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like this whole show is the same as an allegory for life. Who you think is your bad guy is not really, because again, you can look at Tori and say that Tori's an idiot, Tori is this, Tori doesn't know that, blah 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 blah. But in actuality, he's not a bad guy.
Yeah,
he's there with Gaim because later on in this episode, Koda and Takatora actually team up, and they become. We lost Michi, but we gained Tori.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay. But again, it's like Takatora wants to save the world. He wants to. If he could save everyone, he would. But he knows he can't. He has to be realistic. He can't, because that's why he said only X amounts of the drivers are going to be produced.
Yeah. Yeah. And so like when Koda is like exploring Helheim, because he's basically like on his own, like he's glad that he remembered what Dr. Waring said in an earlier episode, where like by using the belts you could use lock seeds as nutrients, but kind of like an IV sort of thing. And who does he run into? Freaking Oron Pierre Alfonso of all people. And it's so funny. It's like I'm so hungry. It's like, you want a rice bowl? It's like, oh my god. It's like yeah. Remember how you called me a filthy Aquarius? I guess this Aquarius isn't so filthy after all. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's like no. It's like wait. You want to leverage this for a favor, don't you? You'll take more than that to pay me off. It's like, I don't want to pay you off, dude. I just want to help you. But if you don't want me helping you, more food for me. It's like no, give me that rice bowl. And then naturally, the both of them run into who else? But très bien, Monsieur Melon. And then, of course, it's like, like the Helheim scientists are being attacked by, Yggdrasil scientists are being attacked by a red issue, whatever his name is, and so like naturally, all three of these characters, Koda, Takatora, and Oron, like actually team up.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just to give you an idea. It's like watching that arc from One Piece where Luffy creates a new pirate crew featuring Buggy, Mr. 3, Bon Clay, Crocodile, Ivankov, and I'm like, that's the coolest thing ever. It's like you got a warlord, and you got two warlords and one future emperor as your subordinates,
the revolutionaries and whatnot.
As your subordinates.
Yeah, and it really was that, because I mean, I know that the funny part about that episode was the fact that Pierre decides to save Takatora, only for Takatora to kind of scold at him, and it's like, Was it a foolish move? That move cost me from you to catch me
It's
in
like,
your arms.
Listen,
Oh my-
mercenary. I just need you to protect the humans. It's like, oui, monsieur.
I'm like, God Almighty! I'm like, I haven't seen a bigger ham than Miss Piggy. Like, just just
Yeah.
straight up, just like
It's
that's
like,
not,
it's like, it's like, say what you will. Bravo is surprisingly one of the
Bravo
most
is
wholesome
the
characters.
yeah, he is the best. But yeah, no. So Tori and Kota run off to chase after what they find is an overlord, only to get stopped by Sid.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but also the reason why the overlords left was because a mysterious white overlord told them to regroup. But like you can't tell that's what they said because like they're using their
Like the backwards,
Helheim language.
but
But it's like contextual. You can understand. It's like you must regroup, but we're still fighting as humans. That's an order. Fine.
I said. It's like, all right, everyone fall back. It's like, and
let me say this: like a lot of people feel discouraged from reading Shakespeare because like you don't understand the language of Elizabethan English. But the thing is,
I would love them to take literature from today.
Yeah, it's like,
and in 200 years from now, what the hell are they? What's Riz? What's Decadu? What's all this stuff? What are they saying?
Yeah, so it's like, and like in the last 400 years, language change. The English language changed so much that, of course, you're not going to understand English from 400 years ago. It's practically a different language. Not to mention the fact that Shakespeare invented a lot of the words we use in present day.
Yeah.
Hamlet alone introduced 26 new words.
So when all you kids are saying like, all your modern lingo, read up on your Shakespeare because old Billy literally was ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was the original verbal Rizzler. Yeah,
old Billy Shakespeare, old Willie,
old Billy Shakes. Yeah,
old Willie, straight up, just he was a man ahead of his time. So
and it's like, but the thing is, given that it's practically a completely different language, that of course you're not going to understand. If you actually watch the play, not read the scripts. I mean, like actually watch the play. You know how they say read the book first, and then watch the movie.
No, I get it.
Well, here's the thing. It's like if you watch the play first, not read the script, watch the play. Even though you don't understand the individual words or phrases people are saying, you still understand what they mean.
Yeah.
Not because you know the words, but because you know the context.
Yeah. That's pretty much that. But Sid shows up to interfere, and he's kind of like, then this is the first for Tori, because he's never seen this. Because again, it's like, I'm the one in charge. What are you doing, Sid? It's like, what do you mean? I gotta get rid of this kid. I didn't tell you. I didn't give you orders to fight Kota. Well, that's what he said. He said, like, I didn't give you any orders to fucking go after him. He's just like, bro, we have to do this. We have to get rid of this kid. We have to do it. It's just like, only for him to like stop him and tell Kota, no, go after that. And then that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. What will Kota find on the other side? Find out next time in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Why 2 weeks?
Because next week we are finishing off what we started last week.
What?
That's right. We'll be discussing
Oh my
Heisei Rider versus Showa Rider. I know. Don't blame me. Blame Toei. Yeah.
Yay?
Yeah.
I mean, like, it reminds me of the whole like nostalgia critic old versus new. Yep. Like you see an old man with the cane fighting with the young kid with the backwards hat and his baseball bat, just like I'm like, oh. And here's the thing, though. I know everyone's like, Steve, you're old. I am not afraid to talk about my age or whatever. I still feel as young as ever. It's just that when you have these things and you're like going like years of whatever, I'm just like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. And again, like some people will be like, well, why didn't you just like do Heisei versus Showa this week?
Why don't you just kind of lost? We can't.
We can't.
We can't.
Like right here on the Kamen Rider Wikia, it says like continuity and placement. Kamen Rider Gaim. The film takes place between episodes 24 and 28. Resha Sentai Tokuger. Premiere date of this movie takes place between station 6 and 7.
It's actually nice that we're not doing the specials and the VMAXs and all that stuff at the end, because that would just be like, wait, what? Like, could you imagine doing all that? All these specials, look it up. All the specials, all the V cinemas, all the V internets, all and the movies, the summer specials, the winter specials, the cross
and the stage play.
And the stage. Can you imagine doing all that? All that towards the end.
That's why we're only doing the V-Cinex at the end.
I would need a bigger bottle. Because I'm like, if Tokuger kind of was like, oh, okay. Oh, can you
yeah, it's like okay, let's recap everything that we need to cover for Gaim outside of the basic 47 episodes, including what we already did cover.
But we got to go back and rewatch them and remember, oh, this movie took place in between these episodes. I'm like, again, we already talked about it today, but how we felt. Okay, so imagine leaving that all towards the end.
So let's review everything that we have and will cover. Outside of the TV episodes, the Hyper Battle video, the winter film, the spring break special, the Heisei versus Showa movie, this summer film, the Gaim Gaiden 1, 2, the stage play, and Gaim Gaiden 3. 9 things.
Is that it?
Yes. Although there is speculation that someday there will be a Gaim Gaiden 4. Not anytime soon, obviously, but
again, I find Gaim entertaining, but oh my god.
And again, the worst part of this is not even the sheer volume of extracurricular material.
No.
It's how it is like located. Like it's like this. It's like this. You know what made build that much easier? Winter film after episode 16. Then we had the summer film like towards the end. And then we had 2 V-Cinex. And even the Hyper Battle video, it's like we didn't like have we didn't pause for the Hyper Battle video because the Hyper Battle video is so interlaced into like 2 of the episodes that we covered in a 6-episode batch that we just went through it without even mentioning too much about the plot of the Hyper Battle video. It's like Sento needs to prepare for his fight against Grease, so he needs to try all the Hokuto full bottle combinations, and he uses Televi Kuma because Televi Ku. And that's it. We're done. See how I summarized the entire Hyper Battle video in 30 seconds?
Yeah, no, that's yeah. But again, that's how we're doing it, and I think that's possibly the most sanest way to do it.
Yeah, and the way we're doing it right now is the sanest way because one, we're trying to be as like
Keep it all
continuous
fresh
as
in your
possible.
head.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep it fresh in your memory. Because can you imagine reviewing all that and going back? Hey, do you remember episode da da da? No, you gotta go back and watch it. You gotta no. Yeah,
needless
we're
to
not
say, Gaim Guidance can be kind of annoying to deal with because the Gaim Guidance, instead of taking place after, some of them take place afterwards, some of them take place during the series, but the thing is, the Gaidens are designed to be like a double feature for each Gaiden. So it's like to break up a 70-minute film into 2 segments just to like not go back to it later.
Yeah. But anyway, what do the people have to say?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So real quick, these episodes, 8, 9, 8 back to 8, 10. Like the last episode was better in my opinion because it's like
I want to say it's 8, 7, or no, sorry, 8, 9, 8, 8.
Yeah.
Because again, while everything that happened, it's still like again the 9s always go to Bravo, our boy Alfonso Pierre, because of who he is. But everything else, again, now we're picking up momentum again.
Yes.
Now
we have proper momentum in this 4-episode batch.
Stop, because we got to review Young versus Old, the movie.
Yeah. And again, would have made more sense if they made it so that the movie...
It's going to make sense. I get it. I know. But...
They should have made it so that the movie takes place between episodes 23 and 24, because then it would tie in with the spring break special more easily.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't lose as much momentum.
Yeah.
Just believe me. Because look, even after this, like watch this. Like we're gonna do another 4 episodes. And then bam, movie. And then another batch of episodes. And then another batch of episodes. And then bam, Gaiden. Bam, Gaiden.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what do the masses have to say?
Okay. Continuity bites the dust.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because of the spring break special.
Yeah.
Bravo still steals the show. He should have been the main character. Yeah, like Hibiki. Honestly, that would be interesting if it was like we just had Kamen Rider Bravo, where like he has to train Janochi to become the main rider. Just like how Hibiki trained Asuma, like that would have been more interesting.
He is like the gay Obi-Wan Kenobi. Just how you know. But yeah, I mean, when it's more entertaining, I guess that's why Bravo is here, just to be a palate cleanser. Because sometimes it's like, oh, if he was not here, this would have been even more insufferable.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know, right? But hey, Taka about to find out.
Man, I see Michi. It's fucked up. You betrayed your best friend, but now you're gonna fuck with family.
And as Kid Taylor would say, blood is thicker than oil.
This is well, fuck the Fast and the Furious, but this is not gonna end well for you, Michi. This isn't. This is not going to end well for you. I just know that, and I know you're not going to be able to hold to bear it.
Now I'll make a Steve Miller reference. I'm trying to figure out which Steve Miller. It's like take the money and run. Like
I don't know. Not
take the money and run. Is it because of like Jungle Love? Because there's a forest, or like. It's like I mean, like if you were more specific, it's like yeah. OMG Shakespeare reference. Iago.
Again, Shakespeare. He knew how to write a story.
He knew how to write a story. Yeah. OMG, I miss Heroes. Heroes was a good show.
There you go.
Remember Heroes? Remember Heroes?
I
Four
remember.
seasons?
Like, I don't remember people loving it so much. Like it was good in the beginning, and then afterwards, it just kind of like.
I mean, like I like some of the ideas they worked with in the final season. Just like it's
it
like
wasn't as
if the
bad as
show didn't
Lost.
get canceled.
Yeah, no, it wasn't
Yeah,
as bad
no.
as Lost. It's like, how come
Yeah,
Heroes got canceled, but Lost kept going?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, like freaking Lost had 6 seasons,
Yeah,
but no movie.
No, yeah, 4 more than you needed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and there's like the whole Flash sideways thing at the end, and then like
yeah,
you had the additional
relive
final
it.
episode where it's
I
like
don't want to.
yeah. Yeah, this is where both Coda and Mai become more likable as characters. They are able to maturely interact when discussing difficult things.
It was heartwarming because again, this could have gone in a whole different direction. Coda could have been the Ronin. He could have been like the outcast, but he was not. He was held and he was hugged, and he was just like, no, it's okay. Where Michi,
he would run from his problems and hope they don't catch up to him.
He became the Ronin. Michi willingly has become the Ronin. Because again, everyone else is like, Kota, we're cool, we're fine. You know, I know you feel sad, but we're here for you. While Michi himself has isolated himself, and now, even though he's among the people, he walks alone.
Mm-hmm.
And
he walks a lonely road, the only one that he will ever know. He stabbed his brother in the back in the forest of broken dreams.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But yeah, that's it for the comments, guys. We hope you enjoyed. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon to stay notified for our latest videos, and share our videos because it helps us out with the algorithm. We do Ultraman Arc on Mondays, Kamen Rider Gav on Wednesdays, Bakugan Sentai Boom Boom on Thursdays, and new Final Arc coming up. Final Arc coming up with a possible Gokaiger reference. And then, of course, we've got Kamen Rider Gaim on Sundays, which we have to do the Heisei versus Showa movie. And yes, I will watch both endings so you won't have to.
Oh man, pray for us and bring a lot of rum.
Yeah, and yes, in case and like one thing we did not mention, but like in case we forget to mention next week, yeah, there's a phone number poll for you to decide which ending becomes the official ending. Just like with Jason Todd or the 13 Rider special from Ryuki.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm curious how we would handle the 13 Rider special in Ryuki, considering the fact that it is its own separate thing from the series.
We wouldn't. All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and also check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we recently did Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And considering that the day after I find all the first 8 Elm Street movies on DVD for $14, it makes me a little sad that we didn't just do like all of the Elm Street movies in October, but we'll do it next year. You know, happy October, everyone.
Movie season is year round. It's just not October.
Yeah.
We're in winter. We're in the end of the year. The death of this year is coming.
Yeah.
So the spookiness still
also, happy daylight savings, everyone, because
oh boy.
Yeah. Everything's noticeably a little darker lately, but also the weather got a lot nicer too.
I love it, but goddamn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also if you want to check out our personal content, where can the ladies and gentlemen find you?
I got all my social media back, guys, so please bear with me. I'm gonna see if I can do 1-minute story or post reviews on just random Toko stuff or random things I find. So please stay tuned for that.
All right. And you can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kabuto and on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to stay safe, stay hydrated, update emergency kits, hug your loved ones. And happy November, everyone. Enjoy.
November.
enjoy that weather before we start gorging out on that turkey, because this year is the Centennial Shopping Games.